If I were the devil.
What if you had some sort of barrier to entry that required me to get some kind of permission to upload something before it went up there?
I think we would lose a lot of voices.
If I were the devil.
The problem with this law that I have is that it is so vague that it could affect anyone. What do you mean by kid-directed?
If I were the Prince of Darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness.
And so obviously devastating news for those putting out content that's directed towards children. It's also part of the reason we've seen several big kids content creators speaking out.
I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. They
need, and we all need, to be aware of what's coming, and we need to start talking about it.
I didn't think it was a big deal at first, but the more I look into it, the more I realize this is actually a huge deal.
Alright, tone it down. Ladies and gentlemen, COPPA might very well be the end of YouTube as we know it. If you're unfamiliar, COPPA is a law from 1998 that basically limits the amount of data you can gather on people younger than 13 over the internet. Now, back in 2013, YouTube was in a little bit of heat because FTC said they were breaking it, but they just shrugged it off and said, you can't even join in the first place if you're under 13. And they actually managed to roll with it for 6 years, but alas, some data recently surfaced that showed that more than 50% of all 12-year-olds who live in the US use YouTube on a regular basis. And believe me, FTC got furious and demanded around $42,000 for every single video on YouTube that broke the COPPA law. After a while, YouTube settled for $170 million and up to $42,000 additional dollars for every new video that broke the COPPA law. Now, obviously, YouTube has to find a way around this, and they did. Sorta. They fixed it, but in the worst fucking way imaginable. They made it so you have to tick a box to say if your content is more child-directed or not child-directed, and if you did not pick the latter, you lose out on a ton of features. First and foremost, you lose targeted advertising, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically when advertisers use the data cookies from different websites gathered to create ads that would be the most appealing to you, and that is how YouTubers earn a bulk of their income. Obviously, COPPA forbids this if you have a younger audience, which can significantly hurt your income. Some believe that losing out on the targeted advertising can reduce your income by 60 to 90%, which is absolutely insane. Furthermore, if you say your channel is targeted towards children, you also lose out on comments, playlists, super chats, live chats, and end screens, and a bunch of other things. And if you lie about your target audience, you might very well be fined up to $42,000 per video. Mind you, this is all regulated by AI, and we all know that YouTube is on the top of the game when it comes to AI. I mean, just look at the demonetization bot. However, for once, this isn't 100% YouTube's fault. A part of the blame falls on FTC for making the definition of kid-directed content so incredibly vague that it only makes the situation worse. I honestly have no idea how they managed to get away with this. You can see it on screen. I'm not going to read it out because I'm trying to keep this video short and simple, but if you want to give it a read yourself, just pause the video. Now, I'm pretty sure that people who are going to be affected the most are animation and gaming channels. Animation because, well, FTC literally listed it as one of the reasons you could be affected by COPPA, unless you draw like hentai or something. And gaming because the COPPA bot is probably just going to flag them because they're related to video games. Now, wait, ladies and gentlemen, there is one good thing that came of this. Since this forced YouTube to bone itself from both sides, they made a very good change. You know how people who make content that is not suitable for advertisers constantly get demonetized? Well, apparently that is no more because it looks like YouTube will finally start putting ads in those videos. Just a bit more mature ads. So yeah, there you have it. The entire COPPA controversy in a nice little bite-sized video. I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I would appreciate it if you could like, or if you're feeling generous, maybe subscribe and click the bell icon. And see you in the next video.